I'm gonna hit you with a wild concept right here in the beginning of the video. Pretty much everything I say will be subjective. Shocker, I know. Art by its very nature is subjective, so when a YouTuber or Twitch streamer makes some claim that they know what's the right way to do something, know that you should be taking everything they say with a pile of salt and filter it through your own personal lens of experiences. Unless I say those things, then it's as good as gospel, trust me bro. But in all seriousness, this path you're currently on, or thinking of starting down, will come with its own major roadblocks, and some things that might just be easier for you than others. That's how this whole human thing works. So what matters most in this process is that you find what works for you and that you feel satisfied. And hopefully I can help make this road a little easier, whether it be through walkthrough tutorials where I hold your hand and help you practice or understand specific things, or guidance through tips and lectures about certain topics like this video. And on that note, before we begin, I need to address some news about myself and the future of this channel. Firstly, I will never paywall information. I know many institutes and even many of my fellow industry professionals offer courses for money, and that's their choice. That's just not my game. I personally believe any education I offer should only cost what time you feel you can commit to practicing it. Secondly, I've opened my channel memberships, and I repeat, I will never paywall information. Everything is still and will always be free. The only reason I'm even considering this is because I want to devote more of my time to making free stuff. So this is strictly a voluntary thing. If you think you've gotten some value out of my videos and want to show some gratitude, or even if you want to free up more of my time so I can make these videos, feel free to take a look. All members will be given credit spots in my videos to show everyone who helped fund these videos for them. Also, members will be able to vote on upcoming tutorials. I figured, anything they vote on will be pretty much what everybody wants anyway. So I just want to make sure that, the people who are helping fund the videos will have like an actual semi-influence in what videos get made. And higher tiers get some free art I make. I draw just about every day, so I end up with a ton of art just floating around, and even early access videos that will be free a day or so later. As you can see, there's not really much incentives aside from your own subjective value of my videos. And back on that topic of subjectivity, let's talk about how everyone's wrong and I'm right, but I'm actually wrong and you're right as long as you think you're right, which makes me right. Always on top, we always win, baby. Should you devote time to one style or many styles? Short answer, it's whatever you feel like, dude, you do you. Long answer, if you're making art for clients, you'll find many of their desires tend to follow trends. It's been said, many clients often just view artists as a skilled pair of hands, and they themselves could make their vision a reality if they could find themselves a good pair of hands. This slightly dehumanizing view of artists might be bad enough, but given the fact that many don't consider our imagination as valuable an asset as our hands, can, in a way, illustrate a flaw in their own imaginative abilities. Creativity is a skill that must be honed and practiced like a muscle. Many private clients seeking artists don't tend to exercise their creativity on a daily basis, so they draw their creativity from sources they enjoy, like anime or video games, and this is where you need to fit a particular style. When a client comes to me wanting anime, I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not the biggest fan of drawing anime because I like drawing actual faces with wrinkles and textures and subtle emotions. That style was made to enable artists to tell gripping stories at a breakneck pace, not to spend 6 hours rendering faded scars on a cheek. But if I needed the money and the only clients around were wanting this style, I would have no choice but to draw on it. The culture and trends in any particular period of time will sway the styles that make the most money. On the other hand, you might really like drawing anime. Maybe you really like it because you yourself draw inspiration from culture and trends. I get it, Senshi is best at and Spike has issues. Creativity tends to inspire creativity. So let's say that's the style you really enjoy. Is it worth learning other styles? Well, let's think about the previous 2 points. Are clients trending toward a particular style of work that you aren't familiar with? And does seeing other styles captivate you and inspire you to want to try them? If you're looking for more work and clients are following new stylistic trends, you should consider learning that new style. If you're inspired to try something new because you've got that old familiar itch in your brain, that compulsion to experience that new style for yourself and create with it, unless you literally have no free time, always follow that inspiration. That drive to experience something new is so satisfying. Like falling in love or finding a new favorite restaurant. If you start watching old videos like Dark Crystal and the atmosphere, or film grain, or color palette speak to you and make you want to try an old school dark fantasy aesthetic or style, go for it. Time is arguably one of our most valuable resources. So the more time you can spend doing something that brings you joy or trying something that excites you, the better quality your life will be. I myself have fallen in love with so many styles, and I've committed enough time to learning them that I can dip in and out of those waters whenever the mood strikes me or a client asks. I love the dark fantasy of old school RPG box art, so I started making stuff like that. I love the flashy stylized art of Warcraft and League of Legends, so I draw some of that. I love pixel art games, so I'm literally making a pixel art game, and I'm only able to do all this because I followed my inspiration. Now, if you're trying to build an audience on any platform, at this point I need to reiterate a fundamental truth about people. We like what we like. If you draw a lot of fan art for a game, then suddenly start showing off a different style and different subject material, your current audience wouldn't really care that much. I'm telling you from the bottom of my vast and knowledgeable soul, don't worry about it. Consider how you've grown that audience to begin with. You started making stuff and they liked it and then they followed. They probably don't follow stuff they don't like, so the same can be said for any new work you make. It may or may not resonate with many of your current audience, but the ones who do like it will enjoy it, maybe share it, and over time you'll begin to grow an audience of people who follow you for the new style. Now this raises another frequent point. Is it better to split your audience and grow slower, or just stick to one style and subject matter to grow faster? And to that I say, keeping one style and subject matter might matter to you now, but people change. I've changed, we all change. And if you don't give yourself a little wiggle room for change, your personal growth might begin to stagnate. You might end up feeling trapped. You might feel trapped by your style already. It happens all the time. Zoom out for a sec and allow me to leave you with one final consideration. If you draw because you like it, what happens when you don't like it anymore? Maybe trying something new is just what you need. Thanks again for any who might consider joining my memberships and keeping my tutorials free for everyone. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.